Let's pick up our coverage. John Romero with the latest on the impact of the crash and thousands of local passengers. This was significant, John.
That's right, Rob. We're having some big problems at the airport today. A lot of it started even before the crash, with heavy fog out here led to lots of delays and even cancellations. Now, some of those delays were as much as 3, 4, and even 5 hours, leaving passengers with few options. Now, on top of that, a number of flights had to be canceled altogether. Hundreds of people had to be loaded onto buses after that crash, and those buses took stranded passengers to Denver, of all places, so they could try to find other flights at DIA. And for those of you that have the guts to come face your fears here at the Mine Seizure Haunted House, they're actually open Thursday through Sunday and all week, the week of Halloween. So come on down and meet my buddy Meatbag here. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, John Romero.
News First 5.
The American dream is still alive and well, and Santa Sequoia Food Group is proof of that.
Opened in 2001, the Cafe El Paso has struck a nerve in Colorado Springs. El Paso, Texas native Sandra Scherer and her husband Paul opened the restaurant to bring a little Texas home cooking to southern Colorado.
I wanted to bring some of the flavors from my family and from my heritage.
And with the plates of beans, rice, and tortillas, a salsa with a storied past.
The salsa actually originates from my family, from the Santa Sequoia family. And it's been around for hundreds of years.
The salsa that her family had was absolutely amazing. And when we opened the restaurant, we made the decision to recreate that salsa in the restaurant.
Almost instantaneously, the salsa, known as Dos Pistolas, caught on with locals. The Shearers began bottling small batches, but demand was high.
They started asking me for it more and more, and I was producing it here at the restaurant, but then it became too much for me.
Dos Pistolas has now become its own company and can now be found in large chains such as Albertsons and Whole Foods. With the growth of the salsa also comes a growth in business. Santa Sequoia Food Group and Dos Pistolas are based in Colorado Springs and getting bigger.
We're also looking at creating jobs and opportunities. Over the next 4 to 6 weeks, we're going to be hiring everyone from sales staff to demo staff to administration staff.
A booming business nestled in some very down-home beliefs.
Food and family are the crux of it.
And it's the love of family, food, and God, of course.
Reporting in Colorado Springs, John Romero, News First 5. Saturday night was supposed to be a joyous night for the Schaefer family, the wedding of their youngest daughter. Sadly, it never happened.
We had a tough time. My youngest daughter was to be married this evening, and it didn't work out.
With few options on what to do about the wedding feast, the broken bride had an idea.
She's a super giving young lady, and when it was apparent we weren't going to be able to do anything else, she said, you know, Dad, I want to feed the less fortunate.
On less than a day notice, the Schaefer family came together with the Salvation Army and the Gray Line and Ramblin' Express bus lines to bring an early holiday feast to those in need.
What it was about is a warm meal on a really cold night, and hopefully it makes for a nice November and a kickoff to the holiday season.
Being in El Paso County, Colorado Springs, we see people stepping up to the plate and doing something like that, but I don't know that I've ever seen anything like this before.
And though the Schaefer's outpouring of generosity has warmed plenty of hearts,
this is so incredibly special to be able to experience somebody just pouring out their heart for people in need is an amazing thing.
It's Dad who feels like he's the lucky one in all of this.
I'm the fortunate one in this situation. I was blessed with a great wife and 2 great kids, and I think this is living proof of it.
In Manitou Springs, John Romero, News First 5. Nancy Lewis Park is normally filled with families, dogs, and even ducks, but lately neighbors have noticed something out of the ordinary.
It was odd that I saw it just sitting all by itself, and the rest of the ducks are down the pond. Something's wrong when we walked up here.
This duck seems to have been shot with a dart. Our cameras rolled as he tried to pull it out for hours. The sight has shocked the community.
There's no words. It's just, I get a chill. I can't imagine anybody doing something like that.
Some want to see punishment handed out for the person that did this.
To me, it's defacing wildlife or poaching or an attempt at poaching, and it should be handled with law actions.
While others wonder where we are as a society.
When you shoot something like that, why? what are people thinking of when they do something like this? I don't know. You know, it's hard to describe what society's going to like this.
All the while, they're hoping this little duck makes it through.
We're going into winter. We're going into cold weather here in the next couple of days, and you know, is this bird going to make it?